Top 10 things to know about tonight's lunar eclipse. My name is Ali Duzette, and my site is aliduzetteclasses.com. The first thing you need to know is that this lunar eclipse matches the April 8th total solar eclipse. All eclipses come in sets of 2 or 3 because of the geometry of how eclipses work. The April 8th total solar eclipse is a big deal, so this lunar eclipse is also a big deal. This lunar eclipse is also going to be opening the quote-unquote eclipse portal, and that will end with the total solar eclipse. During this 2-week period of the eclipse portal that starts as soon as this lunar eclipse happens overnight tonight, everyone on the planet will have huge opportunities for spiritual growth handed to them on a silver platter. Lunar eclipse growth opportunities tend to be clear. Big stuff showing up in life with a lunar eclipse tends to be obvious. In the next 24 to 48 hours, pay attention to the things showing up organically in your life. The conversations you have, the feelings in your body, the thoughts that come to you, the situations you find yourself in. During a lunar eclipse, these things tend to be pretty obvious and clear compared to the situations that show up during a solar eclipse. So as you go about your life in the next day or so, and the next day, this eclipse is happening overnight at like 2 in the morning on March 25th. So even though it's the 24th today, this eclipse is happening while hopefully you'll be asleep. So we're building up to it today. Tomorrow we'll be in the thick of it. But yeah, it's happening tonight. I want you to be asking yourself, what is the clear message I am receiving here? What are the themes that I should be exploring right now? Just pay really good attention to what is naturally showing up for you, because these are going to be actually more significant messages than you might realize. This eclipse is on the Aries-Libra axis. Zodiacally speaking, the sun is in Aries, and the lunar eclipse is happening because the moon is exactly opposite the sun in Libra. If you think of the night sky as a wheel or a circle, Aries is exactly across from Libra, so they kind of match. They're like perfect complementary opposites. One theme of Aries is about putting yourself first and like healthy self-prioritization. And one theme of Libra can be self-sacrifice for the sake of relationships. Both of these concepts are really important to the ongoing ease and functionality of life and all of our relationships, but you have to have a good balance. And this lunar eclipse is going to show us where we need to increase our greater balance. And it's especially going to show us where we might be overly self-sacrificing for different relationships. And this self-sacrifice can look a lot of different, it can look like a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. But this is going to really invite us to step more into our own authenticity, to put ourselves first in healthy ways, to really look within and see, where have I been not being true to myself so that I can keep the peace with other people? Where am I not saying what needs to be said because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings? Okay, these are going to be some of the key situations that are probably going to show up with this lunar eclipse. So where do you need to put yourself first in more healthy ways? And what relationships need some transformation in your life so that you can put yourself first in more healthy ways? Okay, number 4, your parasites will be active, okay? And I'm not talking, metaphorically here, although, maybe. I guess we're revisiting our relationships. So yeah, if your metaphorical parasites are active, this is the time to cut them off because it's time to put yourself first. But parasite mating cycles sync to the full moon. I'm talking roundworm, hookworm, ropeworm, flukes, liver flukes, all the other kinds of things, blood flukes. I had blood flukes for what, 20 years? What an awful life. I finally kicked them to the curb with a wormwood green walnut hull tincture, and a bunch of different antiparasitics. But I have had some significant journeys with parasites in my own life, and so anyway, I wrote about this on Facebook a couple days ago, so I'll put the link to that below because it has a lot of information there. Definitely worth the read. But parasites mate during the full moon, and all lunar eclipses happen on a full moon. So your parasites are going to be eating a lot more than usual. They're going to be more active than usual. This is one reason why it's harder to sleep during the full moon, because you have a party going on inside your body that you're not even invited to, but your parasites are making you crave sugar. They're making you crave situations that you don't normally get yourself into. And so when you find yourself in the grocery store looking at, Oreos when you don't usually buy them, like that is your parasites hijacking your brain with their little chemicals that are there to make you ingest more of the stuff they need to be well-rounded and ready for mating. So just say no. Don't eat that ice cream. Don't eat that sugar. Just say no. And yeah, check my Facebook page for a long list of information about parasites, antiparasitics. I'll link that below. Okay, this is a powerful time to let things go. All full moons give us a chance to let things go, but today is especially powerful because, of course, it's a lunar eclipse and it matches this enormously significant total solar eclipse on April 8th. So today is a very, very powerful day to consciously make a list of things that you're willing to say goodbye to. What in your life do you want to stop doing? What do you want to stop experiencing? What mindset shifts, are you ready to let go of? So if you're working on getting rid of a poverty mindset, this is a great day to just pull out your piece of paper and say, I'm letting go of small thinking. I'm letting go of poverty mindset. I'm letting go of mental structures that keep me from seeing the opportunities in my life, my financial opportunities. If you are looking to improve your relationships, your relationship with your kids, relationship with your spouse, your friends, you might want to let go of patterns of, yeah, I mean, definitely this cycle has a theme of sweeping things under the rug to keep the peace. So you might say, I'm done living out of alignment with myself to keep the peace. I'm ready to find new ways to experience my relationships where I get to be authentic to myself and honor the other person at the same time, without compromising my integrity. Uh, we might want to release, old patterns of yelling at our kids or calling people names or being angry with people that cut us off on the freeway. I don't know. I mean, you can make a list of the things in your own life that you just are feeling like you want to be done with that pattern. When when you do that, I don't I don't personally, make a list of implementation as far as I just make a list. And when you make this list and use your intention, your powerful brain to to decide that things are going to be different for you now and that you're letting go of these things, I really feel like that's kind of enough. So this is a great day to make that list and then just set it aside. You can even throw it away, but you can just write it in your journal and just let it go. Like you don't have to make a 40-day plan to stop yelling at drivers on the freeway. Like you don't have to do that. All you have to do is use your power of agency to just say, you know what, I'm done with the cycles I've been living and it's time for some new ones. Lunar eclipses and full moons, they both end cycles. And usually they're not like super obvious and in your face, but a lot of times with lunar eclipses, they are obvious and in your face. I'm just thinking of a number of times before I got into studying the stars. I remember one of the most traumatic nights of my life. We had to kick out some renters that were renting in our basement. We had to have like this big conversation with them. And it was very dramatic, very horrible, and it happened during the maximum of a lunar eclipse that I think was visible from my house. And I just remember thinking like, oh, ho, ho, like what are the odds we'd have this massive thing and a lunar eclipse? Oh, it's so weird, But no, it was not that weird. I mean, like all of these things converge because our bodies are mostly water, and you know that the moon kind of controls, it deeply influences all of the water on the earth. That's why parasites are able to sink to the full moon, even though they can't tell if I mean, they can't see how light or bright the moon is out there. They are dealing completely on gravity and the shifts of water and how water is moving inside of our bodies and inside of their little tiny parasite bodies that in some cases are nearly microscopic. I mean, like some of these guys are real tiny, some of these guys are enormous, but all living beings, the water inside of us is synced with the moon and moon cycles. And so, yeah, it is not a coincidence when we have a lunar eclipse and a massive event that shows up that really forces our hand. So, so anyway, lunar eclipses tend to have situations show up that are obvious, Um, man, one of my previous lunar eclipses, I had made a video like this and it went like slightly viral, and this person like ended up like attacking me and like going crazy on the internet. It caused this huge stir, and I spent the whole Eclipse Portal managing that. Anyway, whatever shows up for you, it is not a coincidence. It is important. I mean, I hope that your day is chill and calm. I hope that your Eclipse Portal is very relaxing and rejuvenating for you. But if it is not, um, then just rest assured that things are all being mobilized in your favor. Things are being mobilized to bless and protect you, and to call things up in your life that you need to release so that you can move forward. All eclipse situations are a gift to you if you choose to use them that way. We cannot be afraid to say goodbye to whatever it is that we're being called to say goodbye to. Your renters in the basement, or the peace and quiet that comes when you're not being attacked all over the internet. We have to just face it with courage. And, the root word of courage is cœur, like for your heart. It's French for your heart. Can you connect with your own heart? And I don't know, can you connect with your heart? Can you connect with God's heart? Can you live in a space where you are so filled with the power of your own heart, um, and our connection with God, that you can feel calm and peace even when there's a little bit of upheaval going on? It is time to prepare for some serious shifting. Over the next 2 weeks between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, you will have the opportunity for 18 months worth of spiritual growth in just 2 weeks. This is called the eclipse portal, okay, that I mentioned in the first slide. This eclipse portal is going to focus on the balance between self-priority and other priority, how you are doing with putting yourself first or putting others first. And so I am going to have to plug my website, allieduzzetclasses.com. If all you do is the free foundational sessions this week, just do them. They will change your life. They will support you through this radically. They will totally change your life. So I have created in the week leading up to this eclipse, I created a list of recommended sessions, one for each day. And so that link is going to be below. If you have some free time today, it's a great day to just pick one of those, or however many, and just work through them. Most of my classes are available, at pick your own price point. I call it by donation. There's like a minimum donation, but you can mostly choose your own price point, and most of them are pretty affordable, like under $20. So go ahead and at least do the free stuff, because it will change your life, and you need it. This is the perfect time to do it. Most people can actually do more sessions than usual during this time period, so this is a great time to double down if that's been on your to-do list. You can listen to these sessions while you drive, while you do the dishes, while you do the laundry, while you're, messing around, while you're going on a walk, just while you're doing your life. I have 5 little kids, and it was really important to me to design this work so that it could fit easily into the lives of really busy people. And the most important tip I have for you for this eclipse portal is just to listen. That is the most important thing you can do at this time. Listen to your own body, listen to the voice of our creator. You don't have to worry about anything as long as you keep yourself in tune with God and your own spirit. When God are giving you a warning, listen to it immediately. Take action immediately. If you find yourself in a situation where you're feeling something and then you say, "Oh, I don't know," and you start second guessing, I'm going to recommend that you don't second guess and you just trust it. One time, man, while I was a teenager and I had a car, I don't know, I was driving around and I had this huge wave of, I don't know, divine revelation pass over me. Like I felt it in my body, and I felt like God was telling me, like, pull over now. And so I like pulled over to the side of the road. I like parked in this little parking lot off the side of the road for no reason. And I just sat there and kind of asked God, like, what's going on? Why am I doing this? What is happening? And I waited there for what felt like forever, but was probably like 5 minutes, until I felt this like shift in the feeling of my car, and I felt like God was like, okay, now you can continue your journey. And so I got back on the road, and was apprehensive and waiting to see what would happen. And honestly, nothing happened. And it was like very calm and normal the rest of the trip. And I've looked back on that and wondered like what was that? And I have no idea. But I am a believer in if you get a feeling like that, you just take action because I don't know what kind of car accident I prevented or what kind of situation didn't happen because I listened. And that's okay. Sometimes we're asked to do stuff that we don't understand that actually is going to be protective to us in the long term. And I don't know, if you come into if something comes into your mind and you sit there and say, "Am I making this up?" Well, the trick is that when you're listening to your body is making it up. Your body is making up the message so that you will comprehend it. So yeah, like it should feel like you're making it up. That's how bodies work. That's how intuition works. So just listen to yourself. This is a great opportunity to practice. Um, long ago, uh I write this in my book, Mastering Your Intuition. Brought that up right there. But uh long ago, I decided I was going to ask God for help practicing listening to my intuition, and that was really, really helpful. What you do is you just pray and you say, okay, God, I want some help listening to you. I want some help listening to me. Please give me organic opportunities that let me practice in a low stakes situations. Like give me a low stakes, tiny opportunity today to listen to the spirit and take action without it running any risks for me. And so again, I read about it all in that book, Mastering Your Intuition, which I'll put a link for below as well. But with that, when I have prayed for that, I've been blessed with such incredible opportunities to take little tiny baby steps towards trusting, and it's been really helpful. One of my friends did this, and he so his story was that he prayed for opportunities to listen to God and to himself and to his own spirit and like to get better intuition. And he goes to work, and this guy has like 20 bucks in his bank account. But while he's at work, he feels this feeling that he needs to go to McDonald's and order a cheeseburger. And he's sitting there like, that doesn't make sense. I brought a home lunch. I have no money. But he was like, okay, I did pray for this opportunity to trust God. Is it real? Is it not real? And so he kind of like tried to double check and decided, yeah, okay, it is real. So at his lunch break, he gets in the car, he goes to McDonald's and he orders this cheeseburger, but they give him his bag. He goes home or like back to work, and his coworker has forgotten their lunch. And so this guy is like, oh no. But he opens up the McDonald's bag, and what is inside? But two cheeseburgers instead of one. And so he was able to share the second cheeseburger with his friend. And I just love that because, like, isn't that's just how it goes. When you listen to God and your own intuition, that's how your life becomes. Your life becomes this endless series of being told weird stuff to do, and then it all works out so majestically and magically for yourself and for everybody else in your life. All of a sudden, it's not just you getting a cheeseburger, you get some to share with your friends. Like you I don't know, if we just practice listening, everything goes so much better for us. So anyway, I wrote a whole book about it. If you feel like you struggle to get answers from God and your own soul, it's called Mastering Your Intuition. I give it a 10 out of 10. It is I don't know, it's hefty. It has a lot of workbook stuff like exercises, but it will change your life. It will make you so much more intuitive. So if you actually like do everything. So I think that would be really helpful for you. That would be a great book to read this week as we're going through this Eclipse portal. This is a great time where you can like massively up level your intuition in not a lot of time. So, okay, guys, thanks for being here. I'm still in Oklahoma. I'm like recording from my hotel room bed. Oh my gosh, it's been a rough week. I work like 14 hours a day here. Um, and I have all day today, all day tomorrow, and then I'm traveling all day the next day, and I'm just like trying to squeeze in recordings when I can. So, oh my gosh, of course, this is my Eclipse portal. My Eclipse portal is gonna be recording I don't know, the craziest part of the week for I don't know, television. It's good. We'll see how it goes. But but anyway, okay. Thanks for being here, guys. I like you so much. Coming out on Facebook, Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. Let's make this Eclipse portal awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.